name is Clare Swinney, and Toni Smith, Jim Reece and I have decided to have a geoengineering stand at the Farmers Field Days in Dargaville, which is on February the 21st, the 22nd and the 23rd. There are normally over 20,000 people that attend the field days, so we should have plenty of people coming past our stand. A lot of them, of course, will not know what geoengineering means, so we're just going to have to rely on the people coming past and grab their attention. We have got approximately 250 copies of Why in the World Are They Spraying to give away, and about 55 copies of What in the World Are They Spraying to give away, and we're going to be giving them to people for nothing, and because that's the only way we're going to get the message out there, I think. And we've also got these flyers to hand out to people. We're emphasising the fact that there's a drought and that geoengineering is very likely indeed a contributing factor, and it may well be the case that this drought has been induced deliberately. Here we are at the field days, day 1, 10 o'clock in the morning, and we've got aerosol trails out here in Dargaville, and we've got a stand about geoengineering, so we've been telling people to come outside and have a look. Yeah, in Pavilion 3, 918, Geoengineering. Waking you up to the great rain robbery. Pictures taken in Monterey of aerosol trails to show people that are quite obvious aerosol trails. We've got this picture from New Plymouth. Picture of aerosol trails sprayed in parallel that are spreading out, or maybe not quite in parallel. A big poster for Why in the World Are They Spraying. Yeah, a picture of cloud material, man-made cloud material with pronounced ripples in it. Those are difficult to explain away. And the quote from Professor David Keith: "Because they're so cheap, the richest people on the planet could perhaps afford to buy an ice age." And ripples and cloud material, and I like pointing out that the particulates in this cloud material are lined up. If you look closer, you can see they're lined up, not like in natural cloud material, but it looks as if they're electrically charged and they're being hit with some kind of energy. There's another picture there showing some waves. That's in Monterey, above Monterey. There's another poster. Is this another drought caused by geoengineering? Some more pictures. There's one taken by Marion Sutherland in North Canterbury, Waipori, last year. Thin cloud material.
Condensation trail. They're up 30,000 feet high altitude, low. They stay there. This one's one. So you can see the trail. That's no cloud. That's cloud. Stays in the snow for hours, and you'll see it now. And then they start hazing. See all that? Feathering out, blocking out the sun now. You see that trail started off as one of these. Then it all hazes. So you'll see it now. So yeah, look into it, watch that video. It's so easy watching, and it'll make but there may be a reason for this. Thank you. Good luck, guys. If you guys are young and you need to know, good luck. Bye.
Laura, I just came back inside. I was just out there. Well, I said that's enough for me.
We got so anyway, what over here is a plane. Okay, one part. Yep, and I'll explain what it does. So it leaves the trail. This one, I won't.
Insects come from New Zealand.
It turned its nozzle there, so you see how low it is? It's not a vapor trail. Right, these are aerosols. And you can see this is an older one.
Look, it's running.
Spread out.
What?
Yeah.
Also, red one like that.
Yes, red ones. Pretty much, yeah.
This is starting to become a regular thing all around New Zealand now.
Yeah. Are you on Facebook? Chemtrails over New Zealand on Facebook has got members from Auckland, and they post photographs, so you can see it going on there as well.
So if I just Facebook chemtrails.
Chemtrails over New Zealand. Here, I'll put it on the bottom of the flyer here. Chemtrails
This is the
over.
video about what it is.
Yeah, that's that one there. It came out last year in August, so it's current, and it's an award-winning one as well. It was made in America. He travelled to a few places to make it, and Chemtrails over New Zealand. Yeah, it's spelt like that with just the NZ. Yeah, this is just over the last few days. We've taken these ones.
Well, just outside here.
Some are outside here. Yeah, that's one grey.
Yeah.
Now this is on Thursday up here.
Yeah. And you got the other ones around.
Yeah, so if you keep looking out, you'll see them all the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's starting to feather out. So it's a little bit older. And then up here you can see a faint trail here. That's an older one again. So all this, this morning, I was watching this plane just go back and forth, laying these chemical trails. So it's aerosols, and what's in these trails doesn't dissipate like a condensation trail should. It hangs and it starts to feather out. And then you can start looking at the sun because it blocks out some of the sun. What's in it? You've probably got one of these DVDs. It'll tell you what's in it and what it's causing, and it does affect the weather because it can manipulate.
So who's playing?
Well, it's probably a little bit higher.
Yeah, I'll give them a DVD. You were giving away free documentaries if you'd like one. It's about weather modification technology that's been used to induce droughts in the US. And we see the same technology being used here. We can see the trails. Often when you look up, you'll see.
100 million.
That was taken a few days ago. They just stay in the sky.
Are they anyways? I thought they were like a plane after British on plane.
So you're networking with farmers throughout New Zealand, is that right?
That's correct. We get feedback from our national office from all around the country. We gather feedback and make submissions on various topics that are of interest to the rural community.
And how has the weather been affecting the farmers over the last, let's see, we had the severe drought in 2010, then you mentioned that it was very wet in 2011, and we seem to be slipping into another drought now, don't we? How are farmers finding it now?
Well, these adverse weather extreme weather conditions, I would say, seeming to put quite a bit of stress on our rural families, creating all sorts of worries and problems for them. And we're worried about the stress levels rising even worse without further, well, rain really is basically what we need.
Yeah. And what does Rural Women offer for people who are feeling they need some help, they need some support?
Well, rural women like to feel that they can offer a network of support people who care, people who will listen and who understand the problems. And in many areas throughout New Zealand where adverse weather conditions happen, we step in sometimes and just run social functions for people. Maybe a barbecue, maybe a night out just where farmers and people can get together, enjoy themselves, relax a little bit and know that other people care and are listening to their problems. You know, many farmers have not only the stress of the care of their animals because they're closely concerned about animal welfare and health, but they also have mortgages for their farms. They have families to consider to bring up, children. And in the previous drought period, we personally, here in my area, it was...
sorry, Kath, was the previous one, are you talking about early 2010? Or,
yes,
right.
yes. One of the farmers in our area was so stressed he attempted to commit suicide. Fortunately, he wasn't successful.
Oh, that's good.
And a support network was placed around him and his family, and our members did their best to help out with the normal old baking and food and just generally caring.
Can people get in touch with your organisation if they want to?
They can phone me, 439 7610, or they can go to the Rural Women New Zealand website.
I've just been looking at the paper here. It says drought zone a step closer. Whangarei have only had 19 mils, Dargaville's only had 16. So what we're saying to the farmers is, have they read the paper today? Most of them are aware, obviously we're in a drought. So one particular guy I was just talking to about the weather manipulation and the drought and what's going on, had a story to tell us that about 8 years ago he noticed coming out of the sky was a sprinkling of reflective particles.
Yeah, he used the word sparkly, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like sparkling. Yeah, it was coming out of the sky about 8 years ago, so let's bring that back.
These are just contrails. And then what happens eventually, it falls down on us. They actually use it to modify our weather. But we're starting to see the effects that it's causing on the society now. And the people that are supposedly spraying it, Eisenhower termed them as the military-industrial complex.
You've been here on Thursday for the field days and Saturday. How have you found those 2 days dealing with the public, and how receptive have they been?
So the word's getting out there to people. People are finding these things happening. These things are happening, yeah. So it's good. It's good that people are opening up to this thing called chemtrails.
In summary, over the 22.5 hours that the Northland Field Day was open, we gave away 236 DVDs, of which 195 were copies of Why in the World Are They Spraying, and there were 41 copies of What in the World Are They Spraying. On the whole, people were very receptive and they were grateful. There were about three or four people who were quite negative. Like, for example, there was a German man who said, "You are completely insane. I know about what you people think and it's not scientific." I told him to look at his rainwater for barium. I don't think he will though. And there was a man who said, "It's all crap." But he didn't even bother to look at what all was. He didn't look at our information, he just walked past. And there was a pilot who was quite negative as well. He's quite emotional about it. He had Boeing written on his hat. there were probably, say, about 7 to 10% of the people walking past who came to the stand and they said, well done, good job, I know all about this, or words to that effect. And a number mentioned that they read Uncensored magazine. So thumbs up to Uncensored for getting the word out about chemtrails. Anyway, if you've got a copy of these films, make copies of them. You can get cheap DVDs off Trade Me and make them for about 33 cents and hand them out in your community or put up posters. Anyway, keep spreading the word. Okay, thank you.
Oh, one more thing, Claire. What are the films called again?
Oh, what in the world are they spraying and why in the world are they spraying?